If you would like an opportunity to be on Crazy Love Chronicles and tell your story of betrayal, infidelity, ghosting, being ghosted, catfish, and many more things, crazy relationships, contact us at crazylovechronicles@gmail.com or send us a message on any of our social media platforms and we will contact you. Please stay tuned for our next session. Our story, your story, real and uncut.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another entertaining and enlightening episode of Crazy Love Chronicles. We are back. I am your host, Chanel Black, with part 2 with Renee. She is joining us today with a second part of her story, where she is the betrayer in this story. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So does this relate to the first situation, or is this a different relationship?
This is a different situation. It's a more recent situation.
Okay, so how did you meet your partner in this situation?
So in this situation, I met my guy online. We were both in an online dating group on Facebook. So, there's a lot of people in the group. We connected. We, talked online for a little bit. And then we decided to exchange numbers and actually go out on a date.
Okay.
So it happened really fast, actually. We went out on a date. We really liked each other. For him, he hadn't been in a relationship for a couple of years. For me, it had only been like almost a year. I was in a relationship probably a little less than a year before I met him.
Okay.
He had been off the dating scene for, I say, about 2 or 3 years or so. And he decided to jump into online dating and just see what's out there. We connected with each other in the group. We talked on Messenger. And then we decided to exchange numbers. And then we went out on a date.
Okay.
So, went out on a date. We liked each other. It was refreshing for me. At that point, I was trying something new. I was used to dating a certain kind of guy, creative guy, given the industry I'm in. And I felt like at that point, I wasn't having luck with men because of the kind of men I was dating. That was totally wrong. But I wanted to date outside of that. So, I wanted to date different kinds of men. He did something. His profession was totally different. I was dating other guys at the time who were doing things that were out of the scope of the kind of guys that I was used to being around all the time. So I was like, okay, let me just try something new. So I really leaned toward him. Me and him had great conversations. We had good chemistry in the beginning. We started dating, and then I'd say not even a month, we jumped into a relationship.
Okay. So would you say initially he wasn't your type, or he was just different?
He was different. I hate to say he wasn't my type because I don't really have a type. I usually vibe, like just a vibe off of a person. So I do have a physical type, and he did fit the physical type that I had. But mine is usually just off of how, I vibe with a person, mentally and, spiritually and things like that. The vibes is what really attracts me to a person.
Okay. Then what happened next?
So after that, we got into a relationship. And when I say we committed to just each other, we decided we weren't going to, date anybody else, that we would just be exclusive to each other. And we did that. And it happened quick. If my friends knew how quick I got in a relationship, they'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? But I did it. I was game for it. I felt good. It was a good feeling, and then that's what we did. So we got into the relationship. We started spending a ton of time with each other, so much that, I was at his house a lot. He was at my house a lot. There wasn't a day that we didn't see each other.
Right. So you just enjoying each other's company as
Exactly.
much as possible.
Exactly.
So when did you start to notice that something was wrong or something was different, or a red flag or a sign?
I didn't see any red flags or anything until We didn't live together, but like I said, we spent a lot of time at each other's houses. So it was almost like we lived together. So we saw more of each other. When he was at my house, I see things about him that, it's like, oh, okay, he's a bachelor. He doesn't do a lot of things that I'm used to doing at my house. So, those are like red flags, but not really. When you live alone, you do whatever. You're a slob. You do whatever you want. It's your house. So I saw little domestic things that might have irritated me.
Right.
Nothing like super major.
Well, what made you, start to kind of feel those urges where you felt like you needed to maybe talk to someone else or start entertaining someone else?
This is so touchy. I hope he never hears this podcast. But I'm really admitting a lot of stuff. And I think it's therapeutic for me and anybody else listening that they know the signs of certain things. When I cheated, I emotionally cheated. I hate cheating. I despise it, but I understand how easily it can happen, because over the time that me and him were together, I noticed that we really didn't connect like I thought we did.
Okay.
We had things in common. We wanted a family. We wanted children. We wanted to get married. We had things that we had in common, but we really didn't connect. So, he, great guy, great personality, but we clashed a lot in how we felt about certain things, whether it was political views, spiritual views, just things that we would talk about. We was always on opposite sides. And that bothered me a little bit, because I was like, wow, he seemed like a great guy, but it's like, I really just can't connect with him like I want to. People are always like, well, how was the sex? And I'm not going to lie, the sex was great.
Okay.
But that's just it. It was just sex. When I've never made love to this man. And that's important to me. That connection with person intimately, whether you are having intercourse, touching, talking, whatever it is, that intimacy needs to be felt with somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Right.
And I just didn't feel that with him. And I try at every cost to see what I can do. And notice I said, see what I can do to make it better. He didn't really take ownership in my feelings when I said that, because I was very vocal to him about what I was feeling. And I felt it first. He started feeling like he was losing interest in me over time, because I really started losing interest in him. Even though we were together every day, in his mind, he really thought that was enough. I forced us to talk a lot. He's a great communicator. He didn't keep anything from me, so I really thank God for him, because he didn't keep anything from me. My past relationships, communication was the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have that with him. And I was counting my lucky stars that I could at least talk to him. But it wasn't helping in the aspect of how can we fix us?
Okay. So why didn't you walk away, or why didn't he walk away?
It was, I think we wanted so bad for this to happen,
right,
and for this to work, that neither one of us was willing to let each other go.
Okay.
I feel like I compromised a lot in relationships. So it's like we did things with each other, but they were always things that ideally made him happy.
Mm-hmm.
I may want to go walk in the park, and that's boring to him. But if he want to go to a sports bar and watch a game and eat, and I would just go along with it, because I like to eat too. But I don't like sports.
Right.
So, most of the time I'm eating and he's glued to the TV watching the game, and that's cool, but that was just me compromising in hopes that, okay, I compromise a little, maybe he'll do the same.
So what were the circumstances for the other person that came into the picture? Did you already know this person you had the emotional affair with? Did you meet them while you two were together?
So the emotional attachment happened when I I met somebody.
Okay.
I had started getting really bored at home because he spent a lot of time at my house, and a lot of times he'd get off of work, come home, and I let him call it home. Hey, you home? You got your own place, but mi casa es su casa.
Right.
So he come home, he sit in front of the TV, get a little bottle or something, and he good for the night. He might sit up for a couple of hours and then he ready to go to sleep. And for me, I lost interest because he just kind of got comfortable in doing that. It was like there were times when he would come in the house and he'd do all that and immediately get in bed. Not notice I say he didn't take a shower, none of that.
He just hopped in the bed
for 8 hours working on your feet. It's wintertime, cool, but you still sweat. You're around people, germs and stuff. I hate it for a person to get in my bed and don't shower.
Right.
He would do that a lot, and then to expect to want to have sex.
Okay.
Want to be intimate. We were so polar opposites with that because me, I have candles on. I go take a shower. I bust out the lingerie. I'm thinking, every man, this is what they like. He did not respond well to those moments. He would just be laying in bed looking at me like, okay. And it just was a turn off for me. Okay. It's just like, I didn't prepare myself for you, but you don't take the time to prepare for me.
Right.
And that's important to me. You ain't got to be, every night, this, that, and the other. And I ain't every night doing these things, but I'm trying to make it extra special. Soft music. Like he didn't get into things like that. R&B. I'm a musical person, so I vibe off of music and energy it brings into an atmosphere. So I'm always got the good old Luther Plan or Tank or right. Chris Brown, somebody.
And he was unfazed. He was just kind of like
it just didn't spark anything for him.
Okay.
He was motivated by just laying in the bed naked and, hey babe, I need you, give me some head tonight. You gonna do the and I'm a very sexual person. I love sex, but I'm a woman, and we're motivated differently
right.
when it comes to sex. We would be the nastiest things in the world if you motivate us correctly.
Right.
But he just didn't get that. So it was a big turnoff. We came to a mutual agreement that we were both not feeling this. When we was in the middle of having sex, I just stopped, and I was just like, I don't feel this. He was like, I don't need it.
Right.
And both turned over and went to sleep. And then that was it. We got up the next morning, went to work, did whatever we did. And then eventually we came, back and talked about it. And, we both realized the spice is not there anymore, or even if it was even ever there. I just think when we got together, it was just the excitement of having somebody and being with somebody. And sex was amazing in the beginning because it was happening all the time. And then, reality sets in. It's like, do I really got somebody that's on the same page as me? Because sex is cool, but it's not everything. It can't sustain a relationship by itself.
So by this time, are you already talking to someone else and getting closer to them emotionally, or is that what triggered?
That's what triggered it for me. Because he had really tapped out and really wasn't taking any initiative to try to get us to a place where we could, start seeing them getting on the same page, or at least taking advantage of those moments. Okay, we go to the sports bar, but okay, babe, let's go to the park. Let's go do what you like to do. It was just never any interest in that. So I already go out a lot when I'm in the mood. I'm in the music industry locally. So I frequent clubs every now and then and, go out a lot. I had started going out to a little party spot that I liked and that I heard about. And I had invited him. The intention was that, okay, come on, let's go do this together. Because he had promised me, I want to start doing more of those things with you. But he never started doing it. So I was like, well, this is a really low-key place, grown and sexy crowd, older crowd, might be more of speed. And he gave me the excuse, oh, I got something to do today. I thought he had to work. It was the weekend. but he didn't have to work. He was just getting up to go get a haircut.
Oh, okay.
I was offended because I'm like, instead of you saying I don't want to do it because I don't want to do it, you made it seem like you had something so big to do that, I need to get some sleep. I need to get up in the morning, this, that, and the other, when it wasn't that serious. You know,
Right.
I was really sad about that. So I went out anyway. I went out with my girlfriends and we partied and everything. And there was a guy that I had met there who was like real hype and liked the party too. And, you know, I'm a flirt. I don't flirt for the purposes of like trying to take somebody home or whatever. I flirt with anybody, women, men, animals. You know, I like to make people feel good. You know, I'm not trying to bed nobody. I'm just happy. I'm just sociable. You know, it's a social flirtation, right. Not a sexual one.
Okay.
So, you know, we have fun. It's just like, yeah, I needed this. I needed to get out. You know, I needed to party a little bit. That Friday night party became a regular thing for me.
Okay.
Now, every time I go, I would invite him, but he wouldn't go. So I go with my girlfriends. I go out. That guy was there all the time. Every time he saw me, he always came over to me, you know, start talking. We dancing, we partying, we have a good time. And eventually we exchanged numbers because he was, he was a party planner, a party promoter and stuff. So it was just good to have his information anyway because I deal with music stuff. So we connected on that level. And then, you know, because he was just always out and stuff, I hit him up. Or he hit me up, be like, where you at? You coming to the spot tonight? Or I'm not going to be there. Me and my crew, we going here. You know, you and your friends should come meet us there. So I go meet up wherever they are. You know, we just hang out. And that was it. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like, we flirted, we acting silly and stuff. It was nothing like super inappropriate where like, you know, like I ain't kissing on him, he ain't kissing on me. Right. You know, we ain't filling each other up and down and stuff. It was just, you know, he cute, you know what I'm saying? I like his energy, I like his vibe, you know what I'm saying? Occasionally, we talk on the phone, but it wasn't like no long, drawn-out conversation. It'd just be like, you know, because he was in a relationship that was going sour, and he started talking to me about his relationship. And, you know, I'm trying to encourage him, work it out, figure some things out.
So you're on a friendship level at this point. You know, he's telling you about his relationship and you don't feel any kind of way about it as friends.
Yeah, because I'm not even telling him about nothing that's going on with me. I don't even want him to
just listening. Right.
Exactly. We just hang out like almost every week. And I'm seeing him and eventually I'm starting to feel something. Like eventually he broke off things with his girl. You know, he's just like, man, I'm not dealing with this anymore. You know, I deserve better. I know I'm a good man. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I see him and he called me more during the week. But then, you know, he respected the fact that I was in a relationship. And he was like, you know, I don't want to be calling you and stuff. You know, you get with your man. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And, you know, things like that. But after a while, it was just like, I look forward to those times I could just hook up with him.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He wasn't hooking up, you know, and dating, but wherever, if he was hanging out somewhere and he called me and be like, I'm going to be here, I'm going. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get out the house and I'm hoping I would still be talking to my boyfriend, hoping me and him could do something, hoping, you know, he watched me leave out the house looking all cute and sexy.
You're hoping he would catch on, right?
Yeah, maybe he'd be like, hey, babe, I want to go with you. You know, hey, let's go do something together. You know, it just never really clicked.
Did he find out about you and your new friend? Did he read some messages?
No, he didn't see anything. I was real careful not to have him see anything like and look at it as inappropriate. I mean, any message to another guy, whether it's innocent or not, it's going to be inappropriate to your significant other.
Right.
So I really didn't want him to think the worst because you don't deserve to be cheated on. And after a while, we did have a talk. I said, you know, because he made a suggestion to do I think we should see other people. So I know he had been thinking about it. And I said, maybe.
Okay.
And we deliberated on that for like weeks. Like we talked about it one day and then we let it slide a couple of days. And it really started becoming a thing for me. I was like, maybe we should see other people. And I told him that. I said, I think we should see other people. For him, it was like a breakup. He was like, well, does that mean we breaking up? And I'm like, well, if we see other people, yeah, it is a breakup. Can tailor make our breakup to be whatever we want. If we want to see other people, cool. If we still want to see each other, cool. But that's what we talk about. You tell me what you want, because I don't want to let this go. I don't, I really want to work it out. We ain't been together like super long, but I don't want us to drag out into another year of relationship that's not going anywhere.
When he says, we should see other people, do you then say, I already started?
No. You know why? Because of the man that I was dealing with, my boyfriend. He's very sensitive, and I would not be able to say something like that and it be good. It would do so much damage on him emotionally, and I just didn't want to do that to him. So that was the only reason I kept it from him. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I'm a sneak around. I wasn't sneaking around at all. I just really did not want him to be hurt by something that really wasn't that big of a deal, but could possibly be a big deal to him.
Okay.
So I didn't say anything. I really kept my mouth shut about a lot of stuff because I already felt bad about it. Like, I was never gonna try to sleep with nobody else. That's just not something I do. But emotionally, I connect with people easily, and there have been people that I've been around that I have great vibes with that I could have opened up situations with, and I didn't. It's just me and this guy. We just started seeing each other, hanging out a whole lot, and partying and stuff. That we became so comfortable with each other that he would talk to me about personal things and call me and things like that. And I really didn't want to turn that off because I needed that too.
Right. So in a way, both men were kind of taking care of your different needs,
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So one's handling one set of needs and one is taking care of another set of needs.
Yeah, and after a while I said, I don't want to do this anymore. Just didn't want to keep dragging our relationship out. And especially when there wasn't any resolutions happening.
Right.
We would talk so much about the problems, but never could get to a solution. And I think we both just dragged it out. We really love each other and care about each other. We just didn't want to let it go.
So eventually you get to the point where you do end the relationship, but you don't end the relationship with the new friend.
No.
Okay.
No. He came around at a time where I needed outlet, and I had been tempted to be physical because me and my boyfriend had stopped having sex, So there was definitely a temptation there to physically cheat, but it wouldn't even be worth all that. I was like, I'm not doing that. I was spazzing out just about just having an emotional connection with the guy.
You were already feeling guilty enough about that part. Right.
I couldn't handle being physical with somebody and I'm still in a relationship. That was just totally destroyed my world. So I told him, I said, let's stop dragging it out. Let's just go ahead and end it. So, we decided to just be friends or try to be friends. We're still going through that right now. This is a new situation. Me and him are still trying to work out being friends. It's not easy, because I admitted to him not too long ago. I'm like, I have a hard time letting you go, even though we may not even be for each other.
Are you still building with the other friend in a way? You're getting closer to him now? Wow. Okay.
I am.
So the romance is still budding.
Yeah, he's really a good guy, really cool and everything, and we have a lot of stuff in common, and we do have a connection. There's some red flags, but he asked me not so long ago. He's like, "So what is this? What are we?" I was like, "We're friends." He's like, "Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page." I was like, "Yeah, we're friends." I said, "I'm not ready to jump into a commitment with anybody else." I said, "I'm honestly still trying to work through my emotions with the last person I was with because me and him still have a friendship. Me and him still care about each other. So I'm not ready to, be in a relationship with
Right,
nobody
right.
else.
And that's honest, because you have this world of dating and relationships and marriages where people aren't transparent with each other and they're not honest and upfront. And you already have, made it clear so that he doesn't have these unrealistic expectations. Hey, I'm interested in you and I want to see where this goes, but at the same time, there's still something there.
Yeah.
And, it would be nice if more people were like that.
I take a lot of accountability in relationships, and I think that's probably why things don't always work out with me and guys, because most guys are just very closed in about being transparent about their feelings and the realistic side of things. Like, me and my ex, we're cool, but I'm at the point where I'm more interested in making sure he's cool with, who he is as a man, whether me and him get back together or whether he go and be with somebody else, because that's how much I care about him. He's still a friend of me, But I did recognize there's some things that he need to work on, as an individual, especially in past relationships, and there's definitely things I need to work on. I just didn't want us to waste a lot of each other's time trying to work on something that may not even be, for us. It would have been nice, but I'm very transparent about the things that I need to work on in my life, and I've noticed things about him that I don't think he's willing to admit, and once, we broke up, we were able to really talk things out after a while, but he thinks he's a great guy, and he is a great guy, but he doesn't recognize that he still has some insecurities about past relationships. That's one of the reasons why we didn't connect so much.
Right.
He had trust issues. I done been through so many whirlwind of relationships. I just didn't want to, turn this into another one of those relationships. So I was kind of glad we cut it off when we did.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Renee, for your time and for sharing your story.
Sure, absolutely.
We wish you and our listeners happiness, healing, and hope. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in to Crazy Love Chronicles. You can check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can stay tuned to us on Spreaker, Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube, but please be sure to subscribe. Click the bell to be notified for future videos by Crazy Love Chronicles. Our story, your story, real and uncut.